Straight from the top of the socks where the drop is a flavor, true. No niggas wear rocks and they socks on the block like paid in full. Get from the cops with a plot trying to lock away the crew. Miss all my dogs that are phone, swear to God I pray for you. I'ma get to the peak and the greens and things, just wait and see. Get chips on chips, only trip just to get from A to B.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's your boy JTRunninMan. We back at the Pher headquarters, 1118 Broadway. And I'm here with one of my favorite artists and somebody I think who's probably one of the most unique artists in our city right now. My man's Trey Triple A.
What's happening, brother?
How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling. I can't complain.
Okay, that sounds good, man. Now, like we said, this meeting's been a long overdue, man. I feel like this interview is long overdue. I feel like you got a lot that you got going on in your career right now and in your life right now, and I feel like we need to talk about the shit that's going on.
Hey, let's do it.
So, but just to go back and get started, let everybody know what's going on. Let us know where you from and how you kind of got your start into the music scene.
Well, you know, I grew up in Denver, back and forth between Denver and Atlanta and shit. So, like, when I started making music, I started here. Like, I started writing and shit because I was sick. I was in the hospital a lot. So I used to write my feelings and write real sentimental and shit like that. I guess you'll say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made verses on YouTube and shit for a long time, and then my brother called me out of nowhere. Was like, bro, you gotta come down to Atlanta. I got this person I want to meet with you.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Atlanta's where it happens at, right? You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, it's inspiring just to go anywhere, even if it wasn't Atlanta. You know, if I went anywhere.
For somebody to give you that call and say, hey, I need you to come out here. I got this person I want to talk to. Yeah, I'm on the way.
You know. So I went out to Atlanta. I had never wrote a hook before or nothing. I was still just writing. And they was like, yeah, bro, you can rap, but you know, like your shit trash. Like, your shit trash. You know, like, so it was like at first I was like, it was a little discouraging, but at the same time, like I'm so open-minded, and I just kind of knew like, okay, maybe these people ain't understanding the way I'm like projecting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because everybody's kind of always caught up in the same kind of thing, so maybe they wasn't ready yet.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, coming back to Denver honestly put me back on like my creative tip. You know, it's like it's a free-spirited place here. You know what I mean? Like people are open to this thing, so I feel like it put me back in this zone of like, do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I've been doing music for like 10 years now, I think, but really been on the scene since 2017, 16.
Now you said that you really got your creativity back when you came back to Denver. Do you think that some of that do you think that Atlanta influenced that at all? Do you think? Because I feel like we don't see a whole lot of people like you in Denver, Colorado. So do you think you got that kind of from Atlanta, or do you think that's just from you being an individual in your own way?
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with just like growing up, just being a thinker. Like I had to spend a lot of time alone, just being sick and in the hospital. You know what I mean? So
it's a lot of time thinking.
Yeah, I'm just like a deep thinker, I would say. So I'm observant to my surroundings. So it's like when I'm in Atlanta, I'm not picking up more so on like their style of what they do. It's more so like I learned from how to record. You know, like how to put my music together.
That makes sense.
And then I came out here, and it was more so. It's like more of like I know people here. Like
I can be myself.
Be myself. Yeah. So it's like being myself with what I learned, the formula I learned, and then just
kind of
applying it to my creativity.
People, yeah. That makes sense. Now you said when you was out there that people said, you know, oh, you could rap, but your shit trash or whatever. Yeah. Did you start off rapping before you started getting into kind of the singing kind of vibes that you're doing right now?
Yeah, I was, man, like I would say, because I listen to Drake and Kanye a lot.
Yeah.
So I was big on like just rapping.
Okay.
I was really against.
And that was when Drake was the backpack kid. I know what you're talking about.
Back in high school.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I'm really trying to rap and make a point that like I'm not gonna be this melodic blah blah blah.
Bullshit,
because I feel like I was more so worried about like where the music was going rather than where it was coming from.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So
you focused on that a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was just like I was trying to I'm gonna make this close. I'm gonna make this sad song. You know what I mean? Rather than
you was doing it for them instead of doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
When did that transition start to take place? When you were like, okay, I'm gonna start doing me, and that's when we kind of got the Trey Triple A that we know and love right now.
You know what's crazy is like, cause I dropped Table for One early 2018. Well, like I don't know if people know, but in 2016 I had dropped Summertime. That's when I met you.
Yeah,
like, we had that show. You know,
that shit was fire.
That shit was cool. Yeah. So I dropped that, and that like I started getting the ball rolling for myself, and then I jumped in a group, and it was like everything that I had going just stopped.
Yeah, now it's all for the people, for us.
Now it's like what we was doing at the time, like that group was kind of like I feel like we was forcing like this look and this vibe that I didn't truly feel like was what I wanted to represent myself.
Like,
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't what represented like
Yeah.
what was within, you know? So I think after I got out of that, I was like, okay, I went through this period of like, okay, I gotta let them know that Trey Triple A staying at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I got to the point where I dropped Room 3A later, 2018, and it was like, yeah, like you ain't going nowhere, you know what I mean? Like you might have been absent, like
So people didn't forget about you.
and you didn't forget about you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't lose myself in the situation. I just kind of like, you know, took an L, learned from it, and then applied it.
Okay. Yeah. Which is what you're supposed to do, y'all. That's what you're supposed to do.
do.
So what is your creative process like when you're actually making your music? Because now we can see all of these different, all the videos that you dropped since the Summertime video, in my opinion, have all been creative. And even back then, I feel like, I was like, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? He's doing things that I had never seen before. And I feel like it's almost a little bit slept on, the kind of reactions that you're getting from the people.
Yeah.
I feel like now you're getting picked up, but you should have been where you was already feeling that kind of recognition.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's your creative process like when you're going into the studio, or you write the music in the studio? Do you sit with a beat all day, or 3 days, 5 days, and you putting it together? How do you make it come together?
You know what's weird is like, I don't have a specific like setting I gotta be in. I do have a specific way I do it. Like when I find a beat, like I'll go searching through, I can search through like 100 beats and like not find nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the song, like, cause I'm real picky. Like I'm not one to just write a song and be like, all right, I'm gonna record it because I wrote it.
Yeah.
If I don't feel it, like I'll be like,
It's
nah,
not
you
that.
kind of just push it. You needed to get that out of the way,
Mhm.
you know? So like I go through the process of like finding beats. Like as soon as I hear a beat that like instantly I come up with a line or a melody to,
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit with this for a second because it's like
Yeah,
obviously it's sparking something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I get to the point where I'll hum a melody all day. I got like 3 phones. I voice record,
Really?
yeah. And then so I get the cadence down, I get a melody down, and then I get in the studio. And if I hadn't already put the words to it, I really just like go in the studio. And when I can hear my voice through the mic, it helps me like
Hear the
kind of
sound that
scope
you're
it.
making.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's how I do it. But I always go to the studio prepared though. Yeah, I don't like to waste time.
You don't waste time.
I don't like people in the studio with me. I don't like to drink
Really?
or smoke before I record.
None of
that.
Yeah, you serious.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're real serious about your music. You feel like a lot of people kind of lack that a little bit, because I don't see artists. I get a lot of artists that sit in the same chair that you're sitting in right now,
Yeah.
and I don't hear a lot of people say that they don't want to drink or smoke. I think I had an artist today in that exact chair that told me he was fucked up when he recorded his last song.
really?
Yeah. So do you feel like you take your music more serious than other people, or?
I wouldn't say I take my music more serious. I just would say I take like I'm real into just like creating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know there's certain things that block like my like certain levels of creativity. You know what I mean? So it's like when I'm drunk, I forget a lot of shit. So
You don't let
it's
that
like
shit hinder you.
like I don't try to get.
That's called responsibility,
Yeah,
y'all. That's
that's it.
another thing, y'all. You can learn a lot from this interview today, y'all. Trey Triple A dropping gems on y'all.
For real, yeah, but
Facts.
it's just one of them things where like weed just make me awkward, bro. It's
Yeah.
not being this bitch like.
Weed make me sick, so I need to stop that shit. I can't yet, but I need to stop that shit.
Yeah, bro. So that's it. Like I just try to stay clear-headed and I take suggestions and shit while I create, but at the same time, I really like to wait to the end to hear anything about it because it's one of those things where it's like I'm just like I like to let it like flow naturally. So it's like when you say, "Am I more serious than another artist?" I would say not. Like they, everybody has their own
To
vices.
each their own.
Yeah, you
I
know
feel
what
that.
I mean.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's just one of those things where like sometimes the way you work doesn't mesh with somebody else.
That makes
You know what I mean?
sense.
So it's like there's a lot of times where like I won't work with people just simply because like the vibe ain't there because already off day it's hard to be sober around some drunk.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You might get upset.
So
Yeah.
it's like it's one of those things where eventually like of course if the time's right or if it's just right, it works, but it's not something I go like looking to have around. Like I don't want a big group.
You don't want to be
shit.
around that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So let's talk about this Designer Dreams and this project that we got right now, man. So, like he said, he should have brought the damn. He should have brought the shit. He didn't bring it.
Slack you.
Yeah, he didn't bring it. But Drip Soul Separately, it's out right now, right?
Yeah, it's
It's out right now. If you could get, are you putting out hard copies of that project?
I'm not gonna do hard copies, but I'm gonna do merch. I feel like people ain't really listen to CDs. I mean, it is good to have something to hold.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna sell them action figures.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna sell just like these figures and shit.
So let's talk about the action figure then. So how'd you get that put together? First of all, how'd you come up with that, and how'd you get that whole thing put together?
Okay, well, honestly, like I was just riding with my sister, like, cause I had planned on putting a project together.
And the project was fire, by the way.
Oh, appreciate that.
Project, congratulations.
Yeah,
Let me say that right off the bat. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. All platforms too.
All platforms. But really, I was putting a project together, and the sound was starting to just sound like summertime, like good time, good vibes. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to come so cliche with it like that. But at the same time, yeah, drip is cliche in this time, like in this day and age and shit. But I was sitting there and I was just like, man, what's something I could do that's like catchy, like something somebody can remember, and it's almost something that can be a hashtag. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, drip so it's something that like you could put that under your caption on your picture.
Yeah,
you know, drip so I'm feeling myself. You know, that's all I wanted it to be. Like, I want you to listen to that and feel yourself. Like, cause even the slower songs on the tape, like 60 Degrees, it's one of those things where it's like that song's still about I'm cool, like I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm chilling. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I wanted people to relate, but at the same time wanted it to be something clever. So I'm sitting, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, drip this, drip that, drip so separately, boom, it comes about. And my sister's like, she going crazy, like drip so separately. And no cap, like she really helped me like scope a lot of my
shout out to sis,
cause she'll tell me straight up like, nah, bro, that shit lame. Like,
that's, you know what I mean? Yeah. You need people like that.
Yeah. So we chilling, she's like, bro, cause I'm like, damn, cause every time I come up with a song or anything, I always try to visualize it. Like, what would it look like if we did this? So it's like, what is drip so separately? And at first we was like, man, it'd be cool if we could get like a green screen, I could stand there so we take a picture and look like I'm in an action figure box. She's like, why don't you just really try to get action figure?
And there you go, sis. I see you. Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna happen, you know what I mean?
That shit can't happen. It's like, too big, right?
Like, like, I don't know Toy Stories and shit, so.
Yeah.
I would Google. My brother.
Looking it up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I started doing my research and stuff and looked into like 3D printing and all that stuff. And found a company and, you know, sent in the information and shit, got my shit back. And then, but see, the thing is, the drip so separately is for real, because I dressed that action figure myself.
Yeah,
you know,
you did all that yourself.
Yeah. Together, so yeah, that's how that came
That's your whole. Now, what's your favorite song off the project?
My favorite song is No ID.
Well, why is that? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say I have a few favorites, but like, No ID is like my favorite. Like, I listen to that first all the time. But I would say like my favorite in the sense of like to vibe to. I like A. Triple A. The intro. Yeah, that's my shit. But to answer your question, the reason I like No ID the most is because like the way I came up with that song, which is so crazy. Like, yeah, I wrote that song probably over like a couple months. You know what I mean? I had the first melody, then came up with the next, and then
it's a real process.
Yeah, like put it together. So, and then it's like, and it's one of them things where I feel like it's not something I typically, like not an approach I typically take.
Just kind of outside of the box for you, plus you know the work that you put into it, so it means a little bit more to it.
Real shit. So, yeah, and it's just, it's a vibe, man.
It's a vibe,
That's it, cool. Like, go check out No ID, man. Yeah.
Go check out the whole project, Drip So Separately, on all platforms right now.
Not for real.
Now, Trey, I know that, you know, we got these videos coming out from you. We got this project out right now. What can we expect next in 2020? What can we see coming from Trey Triple A? You know, what can we look forward to?
Shit, like 2020, I'm excited for it. I finally got like a solid team behind me, like in my corner and shit. Finally, like, I'm finally prepared, I can say so. 2020, I'm coming with, I think I'm gonna just do out the gate singles. I'm dropping visuals, I'm you know, putting the money into the
attack
market. Yeah, so it's one of the things where it's like, every time I drop a project, 2-3 songs is favorites.
Yeah.
I'm about to just start hitting them one song at a time, but rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still let them choose, but give them what I want to give them.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, let everybody know where we can find you at. Let everybody know where we can follow you at.
Man, you can follow me at Trey Triple A on everything except Twitter. I am Trey Triple A. That's TreyTriple A.
Don't forget the A's, y'all.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Trey, I want to thank you for coming out to the shop, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, that's it.
Back to the scotch, kick rocks, little bitch by adios. Some peace out there, don't call my phone. Hey, tell her ring, 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 ring.